Okay, I don't know if y'all heard any of that. I don't know if y'all heard any of that, but I'm gonna read it again. Okay, again, and again. So the spectrum of relationships, the science and practicalities behind partner selection. Relationships are fundamental to human well being, shaping our emotional, psychological, and even physical health. Yet the tension between self aware individuals who thoughtfully choose partners and those who approach relationships without awareness or intent create distinct relational landscapes. This dichotomy profoundly influences personal happiness, community dynamics, and societal structures. In this piece, we'll explore the two archetypes of women slash feminine and men slash masculines based on their level of self awareness, and intentionality. We'll highlight the nuances of their dynamics. Women, categorized in the Sprinkleverse or Pickmeland. In the Sprinkleverse, women are empowered and self aware. These women are empowered and self aware. Women in the Sprinkleverse embody self awareness, practicality, as well as intentionality. They understand the value they bring to relationships and prioritize their well being, emotional fulfillment, and financial security. Okay, let's repeat that. And their financial security. Characteristics of Sprinkleverse women. They prioritize aligning with providers who honor their value and fully invest in their partnership. They under who hold on. They prioritize aligning with providers who honor their value and partners who fully invest in their partnership. Okay, period, period. And into the woman, period. Okay, they understand the importance of boundaries, self care, and reciprocal relationships. Their knowledge about societal dynamics enable them to navigate life with confidence and strategy. Okay. An example of a Sprinkleverse woman is Sarah. A Sprinkleverse woman, she ensures her partner invests in her emotional and material needs, understanding that a balanced relationship fosters mutual respect. She avoids overextending herself in situations where you know, or where her contributions are unreciprocated, leaving her with the energy to pursue her passions. Okay, when you're not overextending yourself, you have the energy to actually pursue your passions and work on the things you want to work on, or that hobby that you've been dying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So this is fully opposed to a Pickmeland woman who is a woman that's compromised and unaware most cases. Women in Pickmeland often lack self-awareness and the knowledge to advocate for their self-worth. Their self-worth. Okay, period. Or their worth, period. They find they may find themselves in one-sided relationships seeking validation through overgiving or tolerating disrespect. Characteristics of Pickmeland women include, but not limited to, okay, but not limited to. they often pursue they often pursue approval from men, compromising their standards and well-being. Okay. They may undervalue themselves, equating sacrifice with love. Okay. They are susceptible to emotional and financial exploitation. An example of Pickmeland woman is Emma, who continually sacrifices her time and finances to please her partner, who shows minimal reciprocity. Over time, she feels drained, undervalued, and stuck in a cycle of unfulfilling relationships. Now, let's head over to the men's. To the men's and them. Okay, okay. They're subdivided into providers and then those that are in Dustville. Providers are resourceful and self aware. Providers are men who recognize their role in nurturing and supporting their feminine partners. They are emotionally intelligent, resourceful, and focused on ensuring their partner's well being. Period. Characteristics of providers are they're financially stable and see providing as a responsibility and as a privilege, not as a favor. They view their feminine partners as muses who inspire their productivity and success. They exhibit emotional maturity and consistency in action and words. Okay, action and words. Actions and words. Both of them. Both of them. Both of them. All right. An example of a provider is John, who ensures his partner feels secure in every sense, emotionally, financially, and physically. He understands that her happiness is a reflection of his success and takes pride in meeting her needs. Period. Versus A male in Dustville. Okay, a male in Dustville. Okay. They are unproductive and unaware and lacking serious resources. Men in Dustville lack resources, direction, and emotional maturity. They often engage in exploitative my aligners. They often engage in exploitative behaviors, expecting partnerships to be transactional without reciprocation. Okay, reciprocation. Anyways, characteristics of Dutch-Bill men include they avoid responsibility and often blame external factors for their shortcomings. They manipulate or gaslight their partners to maintain control. Okay. And then they see relationships as a means to an end rather than an actual partnership and actually having the privilege of taking care of a woman that they've earned. Period. An example of a Dust Bill man is Kevin, who expects his partner to split all expenses while degrading her, okay, and degrading her emotional needs, financial needs, all the needs. Period. Straight up exploiting her. Okay. He justifies he justifies his lack of contribution by citing temporary setbacks, but never takes actionable steps to improve. All right. Mm. Subcategory and their importance. Hold on, let me play it. Okay, let me play it for y'all. Okay, because I worked. It's my creation. Where's science? Okay, where's science? Period. Okay, now back to my. Hold on, wait. Let me let it do what it do. What it do. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna let y'all look at that. All right. Okay. There we. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Period. Now, subcategories and their importance. Women entering the women entering the goddess universe or remaining compromised. Sprinkleverse women who elevate themselves into the dash goddess universe operate with intention and righteousness. They prioritize partnerships that align with their values, avoiding exploitation and manipulation. The dash goddess universe these women in the Dash Goddess universe inspire their providers to reach new heights and create partnerships rooted in mutual respect and growth. The women in the Dash Goddess universe subsection of the Sprinkleverse again operate with intention and righteousness. Okay, because you can be in the Sprinkleverse and just not give a fuck at all. Okay, and as women, that's within our right. We can or we cannot. Okay, period. And then the subsection of the Sprinkleverse are the Dash Goddess Universe women and the compromised women. Okay, period. So they're compromised when women in this category are compromised when they have access to resources but lack self-awareness to maintain healthy boundaries, leaving them vulnerable. So they may think, okay, they may think that they are Sprinkleverse and the Dash Goddess Universe, but if they still lack any kind of self-awareness, they will be volunteer for tribute. Okay, volunteer for tribute, because how dare you? Did you trick us? Did you trick us into coming in? Okay, so we're always fine-tuning our vetting as well, okay? But more so, compromised women within the Sprinkleverse are those that are used as tools for the males to accomplish the males end result, which is actually against women. So therefore, yes, they are considered compromised. Versus neutral, there you can be the Dash Goddess universe and neutral in a sense, but to be completely compromised like that, meaning that you're using your Sprinkleverse powers basically against women, so therefore you're going to be on the status of compromise, and you will be volunteered for tribute. Period. Okay. Period. Okay. Yes. So now, men, Righteous men versus providers. Righteous providers versus degenerates. So it's basically like the flip side. You know what I mean? So providers are can be divided into righteous providers or just degenerate ones. You know what I'm saying? Based on again intentions and their actions, just like in the Sprinkleverse versus the Dash Goddess universe versus the compromise, right? So righteous providers, they are in emotionally safe as I guess a male can get, financially stable and respectful, creating a haven for their feminine partner. Whereas a degenerate provider, while they may have many resources, they lack emotional maturity and exploit their position, leaving relationships toxic and unbalanced. Either way, you know what I mean? And for maybe not the best intentions in the long run. You see what I'm saying? Like he can be a provider, he can be a gambler. You know what I'm saying? He can provide for you in the short term. You know what I'm saying? But you got to make sure you have another one. Okay, okay. You don't want to be locked up. Don't want to let with him. Okay, period. So why this dynamic even matters. The disparity between these archetypes creates tension, as individuals from Pickmeland and Dustville can compromise the well-being of those even in the Sprinkleverse and amongst providers. Relationships with imbalanced power dynamics often perpetuate cycles of dissatisfaction, exploitation, and unmet potential, which is the worst. Which is the worst. This piece encourages both men and women to engage in self-reflection and personal growth. By understanding where they fall on this spectrum, individuals can take actionable steps to elevate themselves into healthier dynamics. Women can rise from Pickmeland with knowledge and self awareness, while men in Dustville can achieve provider status by embracing accountability and purpose and making the coin. Okay, making the coin is the most important part, period. Yeah. In a world where relationships influence every facet of life, okay, the ability to choose wisely and intentionally is both a privilege and a responsibility. And us imparting this knowledge onto the younger ladies, the younger goddesses, it's very D Dash Goddess Universe esque, very D Dash Goddess Universe esque, very intentional, very righteous esque. You know what I mean? All of that, all of that. So I just hopped on here real quick. I thought I would, to share a little bit of that with y'all. And yeah, let me know if you got anything out of this. And yeah, I just wanted to hop on real quick and share what I have been working on a little bit with y'all. And yeah, so also let me kind of just jump into this. Hold on, let me go. So right here, you see the feminine woman. Hold on. Okay. You see the feminine, which is the woman, and I use feminine because it's applicable to even the LGBTQIA plus, right? You have the feminine and you have the masculine. You have the more feminine aspect person, and then you're gonna have the more masculine aspect person, right? So then right here, if you see the two white arrows right after feminine and masculine, you'll see Sprinkleverse, Pickmeland, Provider, and Dustville. So the difference between the two women, what separates the two women from being Sprinkleverse versus Pickmeland again is their intention and again their effort. So the effort that you put into yourself to get up out of Pickmeland is the difference between the Sprinkleverse women and the Pickmeland women, right? So the Pickmeland women may not put as much effort, if any at all, versus the Sprinkleverse woman who puts a lot of effort. Okay, so that's the most important thing when it comes to the feminine aspect. Is our appearance, things of that nature. So the more effort you put into that is what's gonna elevate you from Pickmeland into Sprinkleverse faster. And then that goes for men. So what's most important in the masculine aspect is having resources, money, funds, ability to provide. So the effort, again, that's the difference. That's the arrow that can change a Dustville male into a provider is the effort that he puts into making money, the effort that he puts into having resources, the effort that he puts in to be able to utilize those resources to provide that and the privilege he feels in providing for whoever may be in his life. You know what I'm saying? Masculine. You know what I'm saying? Because you look again, it's interchangeable. Masculine versus men, male, whatever. It is what it is. So the difference is the effort that they put into making money. Just like it's the difference that the woman puts, it's the effort that she puts into her appearance and caring for herself, grooming, all of those things. So now in Pick Me Land, right here, you see there's no continuation because it's a dead end. Just like Dustville, there's no continuation. It's a dead end, right? So back to Sprinkleverse. If you see Sprinkleverse, you can go on and elevate further from even the Sprinkleverse. You can elevate further into the Dash Goddess universe, which is based on intentionality and righteousness, right? You know what I'm saying? Or and you're using your sprinkleness, your sprinkleverse, okay, your magic, maybe to help inform and educate the younger goddesses. So that's what really elevates a sprinkleverse woman into the Dash Goddess universe. And then you have a compromised woman. So right here, the difference is intention, right? So the first difference is that separates a sprinkleverse woman from a Pickmeland woman is the effort, right? And then if you want to continue elevating, the difference will then be intention. You get that? Period. Okay. So the Dash Goddess Universe goddesses are, aware, of course. They have a righteous aura, a righteous intention. They want to impart more knowledge into the younger women. So you can consider like the compromised women as maybe the women that don't mind throwing other women under the table or under the bus or whatever, um, at the expense of, just the sprinkle. You know what I'm saying? Just the money. Like they don't mind throwing under women under the bus, um, and affecting the greater good instead of enhancing the greater good, right? And then you have, the opposite side of the coin, which is the men, the righteous provider versus the degenerate. Whether he's a provider or not, if you're a degenerate, you're a degenerate, right? So so the difference between a righteous provider and a degenerate is the intention, I would think. So if the intention is to get over on everyone, and it doesn't matter if it's polluting the nation and it's polluting the world. They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's degenerate, regardless of if it's a provider. And then you have the righteous providers, such as maybe President Vladimir Putin, President Captain Traore of Burkina Faso, yes, Putin of Russia. These people, these male leaders that are standing up for good causes, to battle Zionism and fascism and things of that nature, imperialism, colonialism. And it's not going to be perfect, okay, because the source is still men doing these things. But as women, if we can at least, I don't know. The women that want to speak up, if we align with those that are going for a righteous cause, then yeah, definitely would benefit maybe the whole of the world. Who knows? But anyways, I just kind of want to get that off real quick. You know what I'm saying? If you have anything to comment, please comment it below. I will check. Okay, don't worry, I will check. I do that from time to time. Okay, but it's your girl, the Yoruba Goddess Cake. Kottick, you know what I'm saying? And it's been a minute, but I had to come and you know what I'm saying, cook a little bit real quick with y'all. I'm in the kitchen.